Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues from the D Street, starting from the benchmark index moves to the sectoral action and all the stocks that are buzzing the most in trade. We'll also get you expert views to find out which are the stocks that should be on top of your radar now. But first up, a quick check on how the markets are doing at this point in time. Well, the last trading session of this week has largely been quite a volatile one, and that's exactly what you're looking at in the markets also. They've paid the morning losses, but absolutely trading flat right now at 18,291. The Sensex hovering at 61,911, absolutely flat with a 5-point gain at this point in time. A mixed reaction for both these benchmarks as well. Now, when we talk about the broader markets, they are doing slightly better. The gainers include some of the auto names today. Eicher Motors, for example, is up by about 6% and that's after the robust results that the company has posted. HUL, M&M also up from the auto basket, up by 1% You're seeing HCL Technologies up in trade. Asian Paints continues its upward run after the earnings as well. Bajaj Finance is giving some support to the markets from the financial services space as well. Axis Bank, Tata Consumer Products. So you have a whole host of stocks from various baskets that are performing well at this point in time as well. On the losing side, you do have metals that are actually turning weaker today. Even if you look at the Nifty Metals Index, that's down by 1.5% odd. BPCL, NTPC, some of these stocks are down in trade. The energy basket as a whole, and oil and gas also subdued in trade. Tata Steel, Adani Ports, some of the other stocks that are down in trade. Remember, Adani Group stocks have actually come under pressure today after that bounce that we saw yesterday, and that's after the MSCI changes and MSCI's removal of two of the stocks from the group, and that's what's creating some bit of negative sentiment on the group stocks as well. But as far as the sectoral indices are concerned, the Nifty Bank is up by quarter-odd%. Auto is definitely in the faster lane, about 0.6% odd, half-odd% gains in the FMCG basket. IT space up by 0.1%. Also, when you look at some of the other stocks like Pharma also gaining some strength today. PSU banks up, private banks absolutely flat though with a positive bias. Only the metals are dragging the most, 1.5%, and realty stocks slightly subdued in trade as well. But time now to welcome our guest on the show. Chandan Taparia joins in from Motilal Oswal Financial Services, the expert on technicals and derivatives. Welcome, Chandan, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Well, we did see a smart recovery in the markets, and from April onwards. How are you looking at the current setup in the markets? This week has been a bit of volatility, has actually superseded the kind of sentiments. But going forward from here, do markets continue to be an upward trend?
Yeah, so major trend of the market is positive, and first of all, thanks for having me. So major trend of the market is positive, and we have noticed that every small decline is being bought. In the last week, we were finding support near to 18,050 and moving in between 18,050 to 18,250. And in this week, we are finding multiple support near to 18,200, 181 marks. So we believe that with support of 18,181, this rally can extend to 18,442 to 18,500. So we will continue to remain bullish as major trend is intact and every small consolidation and decline is being bought.
Correct. Between the Nifty and the Nifty Bank, where would you really advise traders to really keep their focus right now?
So like if you see the Bank Nifty index, that is also moving with positive way. Multiple supports are there at 43,333. So with that support, this momentum can extend to 43,750 to 44,000.
All right. The focus today is also on the auto basket. Some of the stocks are really doing very well, especially when we talk about stock like Eicher Motors. After the earnings, the stock shot up about 7-8% on an intraday basis as well. This is despite, some of the subdued segments, but it was Eicher Motors and the volumes there that really supported the sentiments right there. In fact, the stock has also given a 3-year return of 140%. The Nifty return in the same period has been 93%. So it's really widely outperformed the markets over the last 3 years or so as well, and also superseded the Nifty auto performance in that same period as well. Your own thoughts on Eicher Motors as a stock? Is it still a buy despite this sharp move that we are seeing?
Yeah, so Nifty auto is positive. We believe that momentum could continue. This index is giving the major breakout, heading toward the new lifetime high territory. Eicher has seen the build up of long positions, already seen the run up, but momentum could continue. With support of 35, this rally can extend to 37.50.
Got that. And any other stocks from the auto basket that interest you at these levels? Are you more bullish on the four-wheelers, or is it the two-wheelers that you believe that more upside can actually be seen in the near term?
Yeah, so we are positive on most of the auto name, including Tata Motors as well. But if you ask me the new recommendation, I'll go with Ashok Leyland. Stock
Okay.
has taken supports are gradually shifting higher. So with support of 145, one can play the move towards 157, 158.
Okay, okay. So Ashok Leyland, a new buy idea from Chandan this time around. Of course, Tata Motors has been something that he's been talking about on the platform as well. So auto names are something that you should definitely keep on your radar, and this is the time that we are seeing some momentum really built up. Of course, led by the momentum both structurally things turning to be positive and better from the COVID odd times, and the results also speaking for themselves as well. Going forward, apart from the auto space, where else do you see value emerging in this current market?
So I think the market is going to be the mix. Capital goods, we are positive view, whether we talk about Siemens, ABB. So Siemens is one counter which already ran up, but momentum could continue with support of 3800, 4050, 4100 kind of level will be there. ABB is
Okay.
still showing strength with support of 3850, stock can further move by 4-5%. Selective FMCG name including HUL, Asian Paint, Pidlite. So selective auto, FMCG, and then capital goods are the sector which are likely to perform in this market.
You did talk about capital goods and Siemens over there, but what about L&T? I mean, this stock was one of the favorite stocks that most of the analysts have definitely kept on their basket. But despite, earnings did disappoint on some fronts. And after that, we did hear about the management also now passing on the baton, AM Naik stepping down. And now he will be moving to a chairman emeritus position. He's been with the company and has really taken the company to all-time highs in the last 58 years or so. But despite these changes, do you still believe L&T has in itself to continue to remain the poster boy of the capital goods space for anyone who has a long-term view on capital goods? Is that a stock that one should keep an eye out on?
Yeah, so I think for long term, the view remains intact. Stock has really done well. However, in uh, last couple of days, it has corrected by around 7-8%. But I think near
Yeah.
to 2100, 2150, one can get the good bargain buying level to drive the move towards 2350. So I think recent decline could be utilized.
Okay.
But we will continue to remain bullish. Buy on decline is the strategy one can apply.
Okay. The metals basket is really under pressure today, 1.5% down, and it has been subdued if we see some of the trading sessions in this week as well. What is really creating this pressure, and is this a space that one should continue to avoid at this point?
So, if you talk about the metal, some pressure is there. Most of the metal which were witnessing some recovery has slipped due to the weakness into the commodity prices. So, Vedanta, which was giving the breakout, has failed to surpass 290 level. So, here weakness could be there towards 265. Even other name like Hindalco would see the correction towards 400, 395. Even counter like Jindal Steel or JSW Steel, all these stocks are likely to witness some more pressure from currently.
Okay, understood that as well. Apart from this, how is your own view as far as the mid caps and the small caps are concerned? From 2 days or so, I have been speaking to a lot of experts who are saying that it is now the small caps that they believe that may actually take the lead in the next phase of the market run up. As this is the space where FIIs are turning bullish on. The mutual funds have also seen in the AMFI data, we saw more inflows coming into the small caps as well. Are things really changing for the better in the small cap space, and how would you advise retail investors to approach this basket now?
I think one need to continue with the investment overall trend and setup is strong. If you're someone talking about mid cap, then hotel stocks can be focused. Whether you talk about EIH hotels or Kamath hotels, this is the one segment which looks promising. Apart from that, mid cap IT, including like Genstar Tech, is the one name which we like. One more stock like Unum India, that is also showing strength. So I think mid cap, small cap, even mid cap tire name, JK Tire, all these stocks are would be actions due to the decline in the crude price. So I think one need to continue. Even counter like Sula Vineyards or the Global Spirit, Redico Khetan, these are the also stock one need to focus. Then FMCG mid cap name also one need to keep in radar to play the overall setup of the market.
Okay, let's talk about a few stocks that are buzzing in trade and reacting to some news flows and earnings as well. One stock is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank that has surged 5% post Q4 results. Your own sense from this banking finance names, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank as a stock, because this is a small stock, you know, about a 31 rupee stock, and most of the investors are always on the lookout of any stocks which are also lower priced and lower ticket, which they could actually, if they are fundamentally and technically both strong, if they can look at adding. Is Ujjivan Small one stock that one should look at? 4% up right now.
Yeah, so overall trend setup is positive. Stock is making the positive price action on the lower time frame. So I think with support near to 28 half, stock has potential to ready towards 23, 24.
Okay, so Jeevan Small Finance Bank could be on the radar. Technically, the stock looks positive. What about Z Entertainment? We are seeing the stock is again under pressure. There's on the likely setback on the merger with Sony, again some hurdles springing up. We have seen this stock has been extremely volatile. You know, whenever there is positive news flow, we see the stock suddenly rising, and again there are some problems and the stock continues to underperform. One such day today again, it's 3.5 to 4% down. Is there anything that investors should watch out for in this stock? Is this a stock one should keep on their radar?
No, I'll avoid because overall the structure and trend is in pressure. Every bounce is being sold. Even today
Oh,
it fell down, again recovery. So I'll avoid till it doesn't
okay.
cross beyond 200. It would be tough for stock to survive at high level.
Okay. You know, we were talking about auto stocks, and interestingly, Tata Motors is like to do, is about to give its earnings today. Now there is an expectation of a 30% improvement in the revenues, and in fact, a 5 to 7 times year-on-year growth in profit as well. We've also seen some of the global sales for the company really improve. So the sentiments have turned positive in the recent past. Is Tata Motors also a preferred stock for you?
Yeah, so looks good. Already seen the good momentum, but with support of 500, this really can extend to 550, 540.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much, Chandan, for being with us and sharing all these thoughts on the several sectors and stocks that we've spoken about. Always a pleasure having you with us on Business Today TV to get these insights for all our viewers too. Well, the markets are slightly looking better. If you look at the Sensex, it's up by about 40 odd points now, although both the Nifty and the Sensex indices are absolutely flat with just a positive bias. 18,300 back on the Nifty, 61,950 back on the Sensex again. Will things look better in the second half of trading session, last 2.5 hours of trade? Keep an eye out on the 3 p.m. move as well, where we actually see some bit of trend changing for the markets in the last few trading sessions. So we'll keep an eye out on all of that, and you can also track the markets and every movement that impacts your own investments in equities with us on Business Today TV. Thanks for tuning in.